This right here, this is the workout you need. I'm telling y'all. If you want to build your athleticism, start doing these right here. Loaded hip box, 10 reps. This is to get your hip mobility. As basketball players, man, our hips are very important. We jump, we cut, we do all type of movements very quickly. So your hips have to be very mobile. So this is the first workout, knees pointing forward. You're getting 10 each way. You're trying to get your both shin bones to touch the ground. Just using your hips to move while keeping your core tight and straight. You'll get a little bit of twist just because your body's going to move with it. But for the most part, you want to try to keep your core tight and move at the hips. Next workout will be L sit. Leg lifts, 10 reps each leg. So basically kind of like a little stretch. You're going to try to push the ball down on your knee to touch the ground and then lift it up. And that's 1 rep. So you're basically using that hip muscle to lift up the ball, and then you push it down to get a stretch. So we're stretching it, and then we're also strengthening at the same time, getting that mobility in our hips. Something I wish I would have did when I was hooping, especially in high school and college, because I had knee problems, which was probably from hips and feet, everything. And I'm learning that stuff now. But you want to strengthen and be very flexible. You want to stretch pretty often, every day, multiple times, honestly, especially as an athlete, because we use our body so much. So stretching is very important, and strengthening our body is very important, especially like our small muscles, like our hips. So that's 1 round. We're going to do 2 rounds of this. And remember, slow and controlled movements with this type of stuff. We're not trying to go fast. We're trying to engage all of our muscles and also push our range of motion to see how far we can open up our hips, because this is going to help us in a little bit when we work on our explosion. Alright, so the next workout, we hop into it 1 more time, 2nd round. See if you could really push that leg down and then lift it up. You're just getting a nice little motion with this. It doesn't have to be crazy slow, but just make sure you're engaging that hip muscle and that glute and lifting up and then pushing that knee down to open up the hips and get a good stretch. And then you see I have my right hand out, grabbing my toes to also stretch out my right leg. And then you'll just switch, do the same thing on the opposite side. I've never done these before until now. And when I tell y'all I was sore, my hips and everything, but I went and played ball like 2 days later. And man, I felt more explosive just from that 1 workout. Like just this 1 workout right here, I felt way more explosive and my hips were just open. So I'm gonna start throwing this into my workout routine like once a week, maybe 2 times a week. You don't have to do this whole workout, but you can throw pieces of it in. So next workout, we're going to just hold a little sumo squat right here. So opening up the hips, we have our knees and toes pointed out. You always want your toes to follow your knees. And we're using our elbows to push our knees out to get more of a stretch. And we're just keeping our chest up. We'll hold that for 30 seconds, and then you're all done. Alright, so now we're going to get on our feet. We're going to hold a split squat. And we have 15 reps each way. So this is just a little stability hold, working on our legs, keeping our core tight, chest up as much as we can, and then we get some coordination work, putting the ball through our legs, like if we're handling the ball. You'll get you 15 each way, so a total of 30. and then you just switch to the other side. It should burn because you're keeping, like I said, you're keeping that chest up, core tight. You're holding that whole body, and then you're getting the motion of going through the legs and our coordination with that basketball. And believe it or not, you could work on your dribbling without dribbling the ball. This hand-eye coordination right here, just awareness of where the ball is. You can try to look up, challenge yourself, now look at the ball, now look at your hands. And this could also help you with your dribbling, so you don't always have to dribble the ball. Maybe get outside like I did. It was a nice day. You know, it's springtime, summertime, wherever you're at, but you know, get outside, get some of that sun, get a good sweat. Next workout, we got squat jumps, but this round is controlled. Jumping up as high as we can with the ball, and then pausing at the bottom real quick, explode up. You'll get you 10 reps of this right here, slow and controlled. And once you get done, I got this fast forward a little bit, but take your break, whatever you need, and then we'll get into another round of the split squat. We're holding it, but we have 15 behind the back, wrapping it behind the back, 15 one way, 15 the other, a total of 30. And then you switch to the other foot and do that again. So I would actually recommend to do this outside, barefooted, or in your socks in some grass, because the impact of what we're going to be doing with the jumping is very good for you to do it in grass or maybe even in sand if you want to really intensify it. But for the most part, grass is good, just because it's a little softer on your knees and everything like that than cement and wood. So I would recommend just going outside at a field or in your backyard, front yard, and just doing this workout. Take your shoes off and just get it in. I didn't even have a towel. I had forgot it. I grabbed my shirt, sat on the shirt, and did my workout. Next round, we're going to get into squat jumps again. These are quick. So working on that quick twitch right here. As soon as your feet touch the ground, explode back up. Quick 10, and then we'll hop into it for the second round of all of that one more time. So we're back to holding the split squat, putting it through the legs. A lot of people would probably be like, why would I do this workout? Well, think about it. When you're dribbling the basketball, okay, for me, for instance, I could do everything. I could play, I could score, I could get to the rack, I could shoot, I could pass, but in college, my thing was the guard. So I was a person that I press up and play defense. I might bump you around if the referee let me. And because I was a defender, you know, as you get known and you're seeing the same referee, sometimes they know he plays defense. They might let me be a little bit more aggressive. Because I was a touchy defender, so I'll put an arm bar on you. I'll bump you around a little bit because I've always been a strong player. So the reason why I'm saying that is these type of workouts, when you're working on your stability and putting that ball between the legs and behind the back, that's going to simulate when you get on the court and you're dribbling the ball, somebody's trying to bump you, you're going to have a strong foundation. Most dribblers have a good foundation, and that's why you can't bump them off. You can't get them to change their move, or you can't steal the ball from them because they're weak. They have a good foundation. So that's why we're doing these type of workouts, to work on our stability, work on our balance, work on our foundation, because it's going to help you when you're dribbling, when you go into the paint and trying to go make a layup. You have to decide, are you going to go off of 1 foot? Are you going off of 2 feet? Because you're going to have somebody guarding you, somebody jumping up, trying to block you. You're going to get bumped in basketball. It's a contact sport at all times. You just can't hit each other like in football. But your stability is huge in basketball. And I don't think enough players work on it until they get to college or something like that. So if you could work on this when you're in middle school, high school, and already know about some of these things, you will be more advanced. And last time, we'll get into it right here. Quick 10. Get your break, whatever you need. And we're gonna hop into our last few workouts. We have 100 pogos. Stand on your toes and bouncing 100. This is good for your feet. We need our feet to be strong as basketball players, our ankles. And I've heard people say you don't want to jump a lot, you don't want a lot of repetition, but when you're playing, you're jumping a lot and it's a lot of repetition. So in order to be able to do that in games, you have to practice it. And I know you do it in practice, stuff like that. But working on your fast twitch, working on your athleticism. If you want to dunk, you have to do stuff like this. If you want to be quicker on your feet, you have to do stuff like this. Maybe not every day, take a break, stretch, do different workouts, but you have to do jumping workouts in order to build and develop these muscles to jump higher or to get faster, to have better feet. You have to do these things. Last one, you have 100 in and outs. Stand on the toes. Building up that strength in our feet, our ankles, our knees, our legs, our core. Keeping our chest up, getting in cardio right here. This is a HIIT workout, high intensity workout right here. Once you finish that, take your break. You see, I was gassed, man. And then the last thing, we'll go check for that. We'll check for the difference. When you work out, do you check like, how do you feel at the end of your workout? Do you feel like you got better in whatever you're trying to do? Right here, we're working on explosion and mobility. So I'm checking to see, does my mobility look a little better? Do I feel a little bit more loose? Do I feel a little bit more stronger? Do I feel more explosive? You got to know what your body feels like and see if these workouts work for you. That's why we work out, to develop. And then we'll finish it out with those L sits. One more time, lifting up that leg. I can already tell just from the video, I can see that my hips are more loose now. I got a good sweat. It looks like my legs are moving a little bit more smoother, more fluid at the hip. And it's always good to do some stuff while you're tired to work on that muscle endurance. A lot of people don't know how to push through fatigue. So that's another thing, working on pushing through fatigue. When you're tired, can you push a little bit more? Can you do an extra rep, an extra set, an extra round? And that's how you become a full game time player. When the coach needs you in the fourth quarter, you can get in there and play defense. You can get in there and get a bucket. You can get in there and make a great pass because you're not tired. But to end all my workouts, this is what I do right here. I stretch. This is something that I learned very late. You always hear coaches say it. They tell you to stretch. But man, I'm telling y'all, if you're young and you're a hooper, athlete, just really, even if you're not, stretching is the most important thing you can do for your body. You have to stretch because we walk, we sit, we lay down, especially if we're working out, playing a sport, beating our body up, lifting weights. The best way to say thank you to your body is to stretch, because all those muscles, all that tension that builds up, it makes us stiff. And then you're wondering why your ankle hurts, or why your back hurts, or why your knees hurt, and you can't play in your game because you're hurt. you're injured is because you have no mobility and your muscles are so tight that when you went and did something, you went up for a layup, you pulled a muscle or something went wrong because you have no mobility, you have no flexibility, no limberness. So stretching is very key. It's something I'll keep saying it, that I wish I would have started doing earlier. But now that I do it, I just feel like I should give this knowledge to people that are trying to do the same thing that I did. Because, man, if you're injured, you won't be able to play the sport you love. So I hope y'all enjoy this video. Like, subscribe, comment. Peace.